Greetings, everyone. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island, Hawaii. Co-host Tina Bird. I'll let her say hello. Greetings, Tina.
Hello, Tommy. Hello, guys. It's Tina Bird here from Southampton in the UK. Thank you for watching tonight. I do apologise for not being here last week, but it's good to see you all, and looking forward to tonight's show with Tommy in Hawaii. Tommy.
All right. A few things I want to talk about. I have I call him a troll. To me, there's a difference between a troll and a person that has truth. A troll usually talks and complains and says things about things they have no clue about. Now, if somebody has the truth about something, they're not a troll when they interfere in somebody's conversation. Now, we had a person on here. I blocked them. They're complaining. I said, look, show me a real site. Show me a real person, and then maybe we can talk. I mean, he got this fake site set up. He's got a fake name. He won't put his name there. I said, I don't deal with make-believe people. My name has been on every site I have ever been on. I never changed it. I never lied, never put a different name there. I use my name, period. If anybody wants to find me, they just have to type Tommy Hawksblood. I'm on every site, period, under my name. So I don't make fake names. I don't go fake places. All my sites are my name. So people, look, if you want to come on a show, you want to be part of it, I don't mind, but don't come on with some stupid story attacking us. Tina knows what she's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. If you know what you're talking about, come on, prove it. And they'll go, well, you're blocking. I said, well, say something real, Ian, really important or real. I'll bring you on. I want the truth out there more than anybody. I mean, I've been dealing with liars in the UFO world for the past 35 years. And it's sad that most of them are lying or telling stories or telling us useless information. That's why the topic of today is what it is. It's time as people, we understand what we can do and what we can't do. And the truth is we cannot do too much. And the government's not helping us in any way. So guess what? We're on our own until they decide to do something about that, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. Now, over the past week, I've been listening to so many lectures, speakers, and everything else, and they're all talking about whistleblowers and what they're saying. And I said, that's fine. You know, when you come out and you attack the United States government, you don't have any. The United States government is protecting somebody. Now, I want people to understand this. They are protecting people, not the poor people, not the middle class people, but the rich people. That is their job. They get paid to do that. I don't get paid to do the show. If I was getting paid to be on a show to talk about specific things, I would, if it was in my field. So the truth is, if you're going to get paid to do something, you're going to do it. The Army, the Navy, and the Marines are paid to do what they do. And it's to protect the rich people, the bottom line. And then they protect the corporations. They protect the chain of power. They don't help protect the poor people, the middle class people, people like us that are getting abducted, getting abused, and everything else. So when we talk about, oh, well, let's attack the government, is that going to help us in any way? So the government has 100 secret programs. So is any one of them going to help us? Us knowing that they got laser technology, they had it a long time ago, and space travel, all these things. Is it helping us? You think Musk is helping us? And people love him. People think he's saving the world. He's going to do this and the other thing. I wrote him 10 letters today and yesterday. I said, well, when you put that million up on Mars, I hope you stay there and you're one of them. I just sent that to him today. You know, these people like Gates, what he's doing, I write him a letter every day. Now, Bozo's, however you say his name, all right, he wants to live forever. He's afraid to die. So I guess he's got problems as well. But what's he doing? Wasting a lot of money, doing a lot of stupid things like many other people are. People, this is a real world. If you care to be part of it, okay. If you don't, that's your choice. I'm trying to put truth out there. Anything that could help people in any way. Tina has experience directly with being abducted, so she can help you at least understand that. I have experience with aliens and people and all that kind of stuff that have been and all that stuff. So I could give you warnings. I could give you a little bit of help. And I'll tell you, there is a little bit of protection you can have. All right? And the first thing is finding yourself who you are as soul. Because outside of the body, which means who and what you really are, they can't touch you. When you're in this body, they can do whatever they want because the mind doesn't know the difference. So, yeah, we're going to get into a couple things today. But I didn't open the chat room. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. So please come into the chat room, come on the show. I got room for a bunch of people that want to talk about the truth, that don't feel like they're trolls and have to attack other people. I attack people because they're not telling the truth. They're not putting the truth out there. I care about what people hear. When people give people false information that's not going to help them, what good is it?
Tommy, I'm not going to interject there. I think we talk the truth and we know it, but I think a lot of bigger shows recently are watching our shows, because I've noticed over the last 4 to 6 months, we will say something on our show, we will bring up something that no other show is talking about, then you'll get these big TV headline shows that turn around and say, we should be interested in the effects it's having against normal people who say they've been abducted. We've been saying that for the past 2 years.
I know.
And then all of a sudden it's brand new news no one's thought of out of nowhere.
You're 100% right on that. I mean, just on the news last night, I heard that. So, it's a matter of what's happening to people. It's about people. It's not about government. It's not about money. As people, do we support each other? We need to support each other. That's the number one thing. Wars going on. We don't even understand it. We don't care about it. Really? I can't take my mind off of children being killed every day. That bothers me. When the human race allows children to be blown up, something's wrong. Something is completely wrong. And then to say, well, I'm not going to help them. I don't want to get involved. Really? If somebody's kidnapped your son, you're not going to get involved? If your wife, your friend, or anybody, when something happens, you're divorced and their child gets kidnapped, you're not going to help them? Oh, I'm divorced. I don't care. No, you care. You should care. Children don't have the ability to do the things like adults do. They don't have the protection. Child that gets abducted needs help, and not from a person that knows nothing about it. Tina's at a place where she can at least help a child understand it a little. Nobody knows everything, but without any experience, people, you shouldn't be talking about it. You can't talk about aliens if you never saw one. You can't talk about abduction if you have never been. You can't talk about things that you don't know. If you never left your body, you can't talk about being out of the body and becoming a fifth dimensional being, sixth dimensional being. Prove it. What's it mean? All these things are programs to keep us in what? I don't know, some kind of la-la land, but we're not facing the truth.
I have trouble being a human being, never mind a fifth dimensional being.
Tina, I'm just so glad you're healthy right now.
Thank you.
Everybody say congratulations. She's here. I'm so glad she is.
Thank you.
I never saw so many people with so many problems. But, a lot of it
came from being abducted.
A lot of it came from her so-called, I call them her ex-friends.
They ain't my friends. Never have been, never will be.
So, but people, I just talked to another person who I lost touch when I stopped it. But she thinks she's talking to the aliens every day and they're helping her and they're going to bring stuff out. I said, please, when? What are they going to bring out? What are they going to give us? Are they going to give us anything helpful? Now, I'm going to say this. I was friends with somebody from MJ12 years ago. They were going to give us something really important. And then suddenly he was dead. But, for MJ12 to take their own people out is really mind-boggling. They're sworn to secret. They're sworn to this. And they know everything that's happening. They're not like us. We don't know half of what's going on. But do we need to know? No. We need to know when you go out in the dark on a field by yourself, and you're looking at the sky, you open yourself up to a lot of things, like what's flying above you. Even if you just see a UFO, that means you're entering into their reality.
Tommy, you don't need to be outside. You can be laying in your bed and something comes in through the wall.
I'll get to that too. But there's a lot of protection we have to realize that we don't have protection from. And I hate to say this against anybody. There's a certain level of spiritual awareness that happens for some people on this planet, which gives them a different kind of protection. And that protection means not being able to be abducted. All right. I was next to an alien. I was next to ships. I was watching them trying to abduct my brother. So I can talk about that experience because I went through it. All right. And I haven't been abducted. But for people that open themselves to it, when I put out my book, How to See a UFO, Field Manual, it was a warning. I said, if you open yourself up to this, you're going to pull it in. When they said, when you want money, follow rich people. You want to get involved with UFOs, follow UFO people, go out and watch the sky and pull yourself into it. But remember, is there a reason why you do it? You should always have an important reason to do things like that. Are you going to fight them? Are you going to defend yourself against them? Are you going to help the world defend yourself from aliens? What would be the reason that you would want to? Tina didn't ask for this. Most abductees do not ask for it. But on the new age world, with all the new experiences, oh, I want to go. I want to have another experience. I want to go up in the ship. I want to. It's great. Programming, which is what they do, people. And I challenge all these UFO people claiming that. Prove it. Prove that it was good. Prove that it's a good experience.
Tell me why. It's been my experience. People like that are nutters. People, I don't care what you say. Why on earth? People say, yeah, I wish I was adopted. No, you don't. No, you do not. You've got to be off your rocker if you want to be laid in bed. Something takes you as a child, comes into your home, or beams down through your ceiling, enables you to scream, talk, or do anything, takes you against your will and tortures you, puts things inside your body, takes things out of you. You really want that to happen? I tell you what, go to Psychos or us. Anybody want to do a live autopsy? Do you know what I mean? Why would you want to subject yourself to that? We don't want to subject ourselves to that. That's just like volunteering to go to the gas chamber or something. No, it's been horrific. And anyone that says, oh, I'd love to be abducted needs their head looking out. I'm sorry.
So I've been involved with this most of my life. I mean, I'm talking way before I met Tina. All right. I was working with abductees when I was 19. Never, ever did I hear a positive situation. Yeah, they might say, well, oh, they saved me or they did this. I said, really? It's the same as when people say they were saved by an angel or saved by God. Experiences happen, things happen. And usually something good makes sure that you don't get killed or however you want to look at it.
I mean, I could put a twist on that. They saved me. I could try and say, I had a brilliant experience. I was abducted. They cut me open and cut something they shouldn't have done. Blood spluttered out everywhere. But they was going to quite happy to leave me there and let me die and move on to someone else. But the one that was watching and made them fix me, well, hold on. If they hadn't abducted me in the first place, hadn't have messed up whatever surgical procedure they were doing, they wouldn't need to fix me. I wouldn't need saving. So if they weren't like torturing me and cutting bits out of me, then they wouldn't need to fix what they did wrong. So I can't see that that's a positive thing, being saved from something like that. I totally disagree with anybody who says that having that, oh, they saved me because it's a positive experience. If they hadn't taken me against my will, hadn't botched up whatever they were doing, hadn't let me wake up, there's so many things that have gone wrong. Yeah, but they saved me from that. Well, if they'd have taken me and botched the operation or whatever they were doing, I wouldn't need saving.
Tina, question. You said you're going to be meeting that one guy from Ancient Aliens, right?
Yes.
Is it a conference that you're talking about?
Yes, but the night before the conference, there's like a meet and greet, and you can go and have your picture taken and talk to him. Things like that. I'm going to that as well.
Are they letting you speak there?
No, I'm not speaking there.
They're not going to let you speak. Well, when you talk to that idiot, say, hey, look, you're putting all these idiots out there. Why don't you let somebody knows what they're talking about speak? It's funny, in the UFO world, they really don't want people with truth, meaning what aliens really are. They want to make it. And then everywhere I look, they're trying to make it like aliens are good. All right. Serious. That's all I'm hearing. All these sites and the good aliens and good aliens. Really? If I was a good person, people around me would know how good I am. Oh, you give to this, you do that, you do this. What does an alien do that makes him a good alien? Oh, they brought me on a ship and what? Again, we have zero.
There's a flip side to that. They can't all be good aliens. So what makes a bad alien then? If there are all these good aliens that saved them, there's two sides to every coin. There's good and there's bad. So they all can't be good. So tell me what makes a bad alien. If they're positive, what makes a good alien? A good alien is someone that abducts you because they do something wrong, then saves you. That makes them good. What the hell is a bad alien?
Oh, my little dog's choking there.
Your dog okay?
So, like when you say that, I listen to these people saying, well, I'm working with these good aliens. I said, what good did they do? They can't really say anything ever. I said, well, what did they give you to prove that they're good? Oh, they said, or they show me a video. hold on. Let me just see what I could do with my Mr. Guy over there. Hold on.
Well, while Tommy's doing that, everyone can't have bad experiences and everybody can't have good experiences. There seems to be a personal view comes into it a lot. And again, what you remember, I clearly remember when something is this far from you, looking you in the eyes, you know that you've seen it and it saw you, you know. So there's no, oh, you're mistaken, you've seen this, that. You know what you've seen. It's been this close to you, you know what you've seen. How people say that they interpret it, well, you can only tell them what you've seen, what you felt, and what you heard. That should be any witness testimony. So if you're laid there or you've been abducted, you can only tell them. I think that's very judgmental to say, yes, it's positive or yes, it's negative. I can only tell you, oh, bless. That's the ruler of your house, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, he's the king.
Oh, yeah, my queen's laid here on the floor. So you can only go by your own witness testimony. I can't say that everyone else is lying. Everyone has probably had good experiences, but they all can't be good. I'm probably one of those lesser ones that say it's not been, in my point of view, it's not been, from what I remember being frightened as a child, things that have happened to me, it's not been good. It's not been healthy for me at all. I don't think in any way. It's showing you how the world's going to end, showing you how you're going to die, showing you, you've woken up in mid-operation, remembering that they've taken you, seeing the expression on their face when your blood splattered on them. Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of angle I'm coming from. And I'm sorry if that doesn't meet people's expectations, but that is what happened. That is my point of view. Yes, I probably am a negative person because life has made me like that. And things I've seen, heard, and done and felt is like it all can't be, positive and light. There's two sides to every story, and this is one of them. Sorry, Tori.
Well, one thing I noticed, Tina, there's nobody in the chat room, right?
No.
There's nobody on my site as well right now.
We've been blocked again.
I'm wondering if we're blocked again somehow. It could be. I'll have to find out from somebody after the show. Sasha, I'll have to call him, see if he got in or tried to or whatever. But no, it's interesting because I told you, it's only been the past week or so that this other entity has been trying to attack me and everything else. Because I got a friend that's asking me why about me and stuff. I said, look, let her come on the show and ask a question to me if she needs a question.
Oh, Tommy, I could have just thought the clocks went back in the UK a few weeks ago. So now this is my clock at now says 8:15 at night. We normally do the show at 7. So which would have mean we would have done the show here at clocks went forward. So yeah.
Well, last week I had a lot of people in the chat room.
All right. Well, there you go.
So I mean, and the clocks are already changed then. So I mean, people know the time difference, and I put it up there.
We do get blocked from time to time if they're not intermittent with our signal. We do find that we do get blocked.
Yeah, people. Anybody that gets this, they'll probably people that tune in later. I don't get to see. I thought it's choking, man. So it's up to you, people. Do you want the truth? And like I said, we only try to put the truth out there. We will bring anybody that has anything important to say on. I'm not afraid to bring people on that have anything truthful to say. I don't need people making up stories. We don't need to talk about flat earth and things like that. Definitely not. But if you want to talk about what's going on, what really happened in your world, other than you had dinner with the aliens and they gave you the best dinner ever or whatever. I mean, real facts. What they gave you, what they're giving to you. I had one friend on my show a while ago. His best friend shot a ship when it was taken off and knocked a piece of the ship off. And he still has it. I mean, the person that I had on my show has it. He let 16 companies analyze it, take a little piece of it to analyze it. Every company that had it said it cannot be made out of the metal that it was made out of. They said, we can make this out of lead. You can make almost any shape out of lead, but it's not useful. So it looked like a giant pine cone, seriously. But there's very little proof of actual artifacts from UFOs, ships. And, we still got people trying to say Roswell was fake, Area 51's fake. I said, do we care? We know it's real, people. You could lie and lie and lie and tell us some
It's
more
a
lies.
bit like, I'm not comparing it to religion. It's a bit like the Bible. People say the Bible fake and it's all made up stories. It's only now that they're realizing they're different stories from different time periods that accounts have actually happened. It's easy to say now about it's made up, but stories come from somewhere. So they have evidence, they have police statements. You're telling me that the police statements of half the American Army and Navy have made up stories, are you? I don't think so.
Here's the thing, Tina. When a person writes a story, I'm not saying your book. I'm waiting for everybody to get your book, but a lot of books. I mean, I'm not a reader. I don't like to read people's stories because 90% of them are fake. Even Oprah brought this guy on. He wrote a book.
But mine isn't really a book. It is just a written account, literally. That's what
what
it
I'm
is.
saying is,
It's a written account of what's happening. That's it.
But see, when a person writes a story, they have to fill in details.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody could write the life of a person unless they live with them 24 hours, day and night. Then you would know what kind of a person he is. But you met him a couple times and you write a story, you only fill in what you feel like you have to. Any movie, even if it's taken from a book, they fill in places where they want it to be a little better or this, that. So mankind, I said, why do they believe anything old, the Emerald Tablets, Sumerian tablets, anything old is real? I mean, you don't think they were storytellers then? Men are storytellers. When it comes to, they'll give you 10 billion stories. When it comes to a relationship, they'll give you another 100 stories. They don't tell the truth ever. And if they do, they'll probably, I don't want to tell you, but I got to tell you. So the truth is out there, people. I'm not trying to hide it, not trying to cover it up. I'm trying to bring it out. Now, Snowden, I mean, he was trying to bring the truth out. Look what happened to him. He can't come back into the United States. He could go to prison for life if he comes back and everything else. Why? Because he told the truth. Imagine that. He told the truth. We have to put him away for life. Really? So in the UFO world, it's not much different. And I'm serious about that, people. The people that I knew for the past 40 years have disappeared. Killed. I mean, the whole family disappeared even. So it's not like it's a game. And when I talk to all these speakers out there, including Stephen Greer, because he claimed they tried to kill him so many times and blah, blah, blah. I said, the government's not stupid. If they want to kill you, they kill you. Billy Myers said he was attacked 21 times. Must have been a lot of lousy shooters, that's for sure. So, when you get a sniper and they get one shot to take somebody out, they take that person out. They don't get 100 chances. They don't get 10,000 chances. They get one shot, and it has to matter. Or they wouldn't be in that position to do it. When these people talk about, no, they're not trying to kill you. When David Wilcox crying, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. I mean, when you hear people saying that, really, you're talking about it. They're not going to kill you. They want to kill you. You wouldn't be saying that. When I think about Fred Bell when he was on Jesse Ventura's show, and the first opening scene, Fred Bell is meeting Jesse Ventura in this place. They didn't say where it was, and he goes to him,
I saw that show.
He goes, "Aren't you worried that they're going to come after you?" Fred Bell goes, "No, I work for the government." He goes, "Well, what about me?" He goes, "You're too high up. They can't come after you." And what happened 2 days later? He was found dead in his hotel room. So you're not protected when you work for the government and you're working for the secret part of the government. You are a problem if you go out into the real world. How come all these people in space only come out when they're how old, ready to keel over? And I saw an alien. Oh, now? Why didn't you tell us when you saw it? That would have been how long ago?
Because they're bound by so much law and legislation in
You know what it is, Tina? It's called money.
Well,
they would get their pension or whatever money they were given, which is a lot of money. Now, like my kind of ex-friend, not Sean, but Sergeant 18, he came into lots of money. He goes, well, a lady gave it to him. A lady gave him tons of money. They believed in what he does. What does he do? I was with him for 6 years. What did he ever do to help mankind? Other than create some stories, which kind of really bothered me near the end. When people say they talk to Jesus, when they say they talk to God, when they talk, okay, what was the results? And the results he put out there, people, and I said, look, you might not even be alive to see it. So you can say whatever you want. 2034, Jesus comes down and kills Lucifer. Really? So, people come out with these great stories. Now, my friend Sean David Martin, he's out of jail, and I'm probably going to be doing a show with him on and off. But he actually said years ago, in 2050, the goddess comes down. All right, but who's going to be around in 2050? Not you or me. So, we hear stories of prophecy like Nostradamus. I mean, he gave a lot of prophecies, and they're filling them in now. Billy Myers gave a lot of prophecies. They're filling them in now. I mean, how long before they manifest? I mean, if you say there's going to be a giant tornado or like you're talking about a meteorite going to hit us or a comet, well, something's going to hit us sooner or later. We've been hit how many times already? I mean, so you could say something. But what I was going to say in the beginning, this lady from I don't know what country, but she was one of the greatest psychics. Right before she died, she gave her psychic prediction that was Russia's going to help rebuild the United States after the war. But she said 2014. That was the year that it came out when she said it. Did it happen yet? Does it seem like it's going to happen anytime soon? It could. We could get bombed and we could go through a nuclear war. And maybe Russia will be helping us then. But do you believe that? What Russia's doing right now? So, we're on a really serious time of this planet. People have no clue what they want, what they need, or what they really care about. Sure, they care about money and sex. I mean, outside of that, do they care about life, children, disease, poisons, chemicals, everything that's going on? I can't even get into that because my show will disappear like it did the last time.
I mean, the human race is killing itself. We're killing the planet. We've killed the planet. We're just killing ourselves slowly. As sometimes some people just hurry it along like wars and other things like that. But so, like the title says, what's the next step for human beings? Apart from leaving the planet and starting poisoning another planet, I don't think we've got the next step for human beings. If we're going to go to another planet, what we're going to do there, the same thing as what we're doing here.
What's funny? The Japanese scientist that deals with water, he came out, Michio
Kaku?
Yeah.
He's right. American, yeah.
Well, he came out and said, and this was about a year ago, the facts are that there has to be an alternative higher power controlling everything. I said, wow, he's changing his mind. Last week he comes out and says, there is no God, and I can prove it. What? I mean, he went from one stream to the other. I mean, it took him his whole life to get to that stream, and now he's going backwards back to what he said before he realized that there could have been a God. So, people, programming happens at so many levels, mankind's not aware of it. Sure, TV, commercials, everything. But your family, they're programming you with ridiculous things because they don't know anything. So when your mother says, well, that's real, really, what do they know? Do they know anything? What did they teach you? You're protected. From what? What are we protected from, really? I mean, a bomb dropping on our house and we can just walk away? Are we really protected?
Tommy, all the government, in my point of view, just wants people to work and give their money. We're just slaves to our own government, okay? Nobody is protected in this world. I live in what they call modern technology country. I don't think we are. I live in the UK, in Britain. When a force outside of our sphere, outside of our planet, can enter our planet, we're not protected on a planetary basis. It can then come into your airspace, so our country's airspace is not protected. It then can enter your home. You are not protected. Who is stopping this thing coming into our planet? We're not protected. Who's stopping this thing coming into our airspace? Nobody. Who's stopping these things coming into your home? Nobody. And the worst of all, they're doing all these things to us in our own homes, abducting us, taking us back. Some people will die, some people are missing, they never come back. Who is accountable for this? We're paying all this money to all these governments. Nobody is helping us. Nobody is saving us. And nobody is protecting us from this.
That's scary. We're not protecting ourselves from each other. That's the first problem. So why do we decide that we can protect ourselves from other people? Well, I'll tell you this. The United States government is protecting rich people. They know how to destroy reptilians. They know how to destroy grays. I mean, kill them on ships and everything else right now. I saw 2 ships get wasted a few years ago. Now, people say, well, like Stephen Greer, well, they're good. We don't fight. They never did anything bad. They don't do anything bad. What is an abduction to you? Lovemaking? Now, the other guy that I told off, the guy that you wanted to ask more questions, I said to him, what kind of brain can you come out and say, oh, the first time you get abducted, it's bad, but the next time it's going to be better? Do you remember when he said that to you? How could it be better?
But he didn't answer any of my questions directly. He kept coming back to the same thing. He didn't have a direct answer. I had direct questions, which he did not have direct answer to.
Well, I wrote him a bunch of letters. I told a bunch of people to go on his site and check him out. I said, he's going to spend this money to do what? Build a space station for aliens.
What if I turned around and said, I'm an alien abductee, I've been replaced, I'm really an alien, and I'm going to live in this place you're building. Bye-bye. Are they going to pay for me to live there forever then? What proof do they have that I'm not an alien? I'm sorry.
You know, it's sad. The human race has been programmed so far down from who they are. They don't know who they are, and they accept these ridiculous programs or ideas. Now, if you can't,
he's got $50 million already. Just go to Area 51. There's plenty of places down there for him.
You know, when I hear people, somebody I know was given money to do something. These people are so willing. I mean, I think I wrote to Musk. I said, you want to help the world? Give me $1 million and I'll show you what $1 million can really do. So, you know, I harass these people. This one guy, I can't find him anymore because he was giving money to every charity he could come across, anybody on the street. There's a guy on TikTok goes around constantly giving hundreds of dollars to people on the street. He says, can you give me $1 or $2? I'm really desperate. And when they walk away, he goes, thank you anyway. But when somebody gives him $1, he goes, I just wanted to see how nice you are. And then he gives him $100 or $200 back. I mean, this lady a guy came up to him and said, well, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, but I still help people when I can here. And he goes, what's the matter? He goes, well, my mother's dying. He gave him $100,000. Not $100,000, $10,000, sorry. But, wow. You know, people, it was so hard for me to believe that there are some nice, rich people out there, all right, where they actually touch whatever they feel to be good. But in general, rich people do not give to the poor people. I mean, they might say they are, might make you believe they are, but are they really? Look at the society. Look at the United States. We have starving children, homeless families, homeless women everywhere. When I went to Washington, D.C., in the middle of it, 1 block from the White House, women with carriages saying, I need food today, 2 kids in this carriage, and people all over the street starving. How could that be? You know, I mean, if I was a rich person, which I'm not, but the people that are, do not want poor people around them. You think they'd at least give them a home or put them somewhere else, right? Or give them money to get them into a house somewhere. And it's sad. When you look around the world and say, how far did we move in the past 100 years? The only thing that changes, and I say this over and over, are the toys man plays with. They're more expensive, they're bigger, faster, whatever, but they're not better. We don't create.
I think in the last 100 years, we've technologically come a long way, but biologically, day to day, hand to mouth living, I think we've actually gone backwards.
Relationships and family have deteriorated. I mean, how many relationships stay together anymore? 60% break up. And whether it's 4 years, 10 years, and when I see families 20, 30 years old break up, it's sad. I mean, somebody gets sick. Oh, I'm not going to take care of a sick person. Well, oh, wow. Now that they're sick, you don't want to be bothered by them? We don't put enough. Well, see, people don't want to experience real love. I guess that's the main problem. They want to believe it's what it is. If it makes me happy, it's good.
But people don't learn or know what respect is or loyalty. That's what it is.
Well, you know, I'd be loyal to my country if it was loyal to me. You know, respect it can only be one. You don't get respect for not giving it. When you give respect, you get it back. You respect your children, you're going to get respect from them. All right? But if you don't respect your children and you want them to respect you, really? And that's sad because man has always been that way. I'm your father, you respect me, period. If I beat your brains out, you better believe me. I mean, it was never like a good thing. So when we got aliens coming down here, and all these people saying, "Oh, they're good aliens," and I always say this: it's not a person. We're not good and bad. We're people.
I mean, well, we've got like what is next, like the title says, and Tommy, at the moment, if I was an alien coming to this planet to claim my $50 million home, wherever they're building it, and I entered our atmosphere, there's war in Russia. They're, like you said, they're blowing up the Ukraine. They're threatening Finland. They're threatening Sweden. Other people being drawn into it. You've got people starving, people being abused, shot, raped, killed, disease across the whole planet, which is bad news. You know, what the hell would you want to come here? No, you wouldn't. What's the next step? You wouldn't want to take mankind back to your home planet to do the same thing to there, would you? No, we're a product of our own existence. We're here because we can't go anywhere else. We're here. We have billions of dollars for other people and selected people to go to these other places that don't listen to normal everyday people that tell them what's happening. They're not looking at the real problem. Well, you need to do this. Well, you need to look at the people you're giving the money to and seeing what they're doing with it. You need to be helping mankind to help each other first, to build a cohesive society before you want to start dragging people from another planet into a war zone or disease-ridden planet. Sorry.
Well, the people that I have been dealing with still believe that the Anunnaki created us. The Anunnaki, all right? They believe the stories that were written a long time ago, but they don't want to believe what's happening to society now. If a race cared about us, or they cared about us, for what reason? What did they do that they cared about us? And I can only talk from my experience in Atlantis and my past lives. All my lifetimes, I watched the changing. I'm able to go back into each one of them and see how bad man has always been. It's not like man suddenly became bad. After Atlantis went down, we had war after war. I mean, I'm watching The Last Kingdom, and I said it's probably so real because everybody wanted to fight to be the power. I mean, even Musk, Gates, they want to be the most richest person on the planet. It's an ego game. It's not about protection, love, compassion, caring. It's not about those words, or they care about people. All these people I read say, hey, he's doing such a great job. Technology, artificial intelligence is the worst thing we could play with because it just eliminates the need for humans. But I don't see how people can't understand that.
Human beings in today's society are the bottom rung of the society. We prop up everything else. All these poor people that work every single day to pay their taxes, pay for everyone else's healthcare, pay all these rise prices, pay billions of pounds and dollars into the economy so they can send people to Mars, so they can grow new food for other worlds. They want to grow food for this world and look at what they could be doing in helping here. Just a thought.
Well, anybody out there that listens to the show, please, if you got an idea of something important, text me, come into the chat room, email me, Skype me, friend me on Skype. I talk to the good, bad, and ugly. I don't care. I reply at least. Somebody came in. I don't hide in the background. I don't pretend that it's not real. Everything's real, people. This isn't a dream. Oh, this is all a dream. Well, it's a bad dream. Why are you living in it? If it's a dream, why don't you make it outrageous?
Space exploration is supposed to be the betterment of mankind and new scientists and finding ways ahead in to work and coexist, and spread our wings. We can't. You need to start with a solid base. You need to sort humanity and a society out first before you do that. And if it's for the betterment of mankind, look what mankind is capable and is doing today. We're capable of so much more and understanding than what is going on today. It's the planet's in disarray.
With roughly 8 billion people, all right, and they're so separate, and big percentages of each one is so separate from the other. Imagine working together, not about God, not about things outside of this planet, just the food we eat, the way we live, the simple things that we need in life. If we just worked on that, imagine how the world would be, rather than spend billions and trillions of dollars for weapons, where most of our money in the United States, $7 $32 billion for the space program, Army program. Really? All that money could change the world, not just change the United States.
You know, why are they sending all these probes and now all troops and things like that into space? Why aren't they listening to abductees who's been telling them for thousands of years that there's something up there? There's something up there. Yes, I know they need to know what it is, but why is it taking all this time and all this documentations and billions of pieces of evidence for them to store for 50, 60, 80 years, longer, a couple of 100 years or 1,000 years? They know what's going on. They're not listening to abductees. They're not listening to the public. If they listened to abductees and put a better picture together, you'd have a better framework to go from. You know, that's just my opinion.
Well, like I said, people, if you never watched the alien interrogation, the full version, it's online. Watch it. Watch what this alien, it's real, and I'm telling you that. All right, greetings, John. We're going somewhere, but when that happens, what do you think's going down? Do you look behind the facts, what these people are saying, what's coming out of it? There's never anything good. Why is that? I mean, they'll go on and tell you great stories. The medical plan for the world should be the same. We all should be equal. Not I got money, I got the best insurance policy, I got no money. Well, you can't get any coverage, you can't get anything done for you. These people are getting all kinds of operations, body parts put on. Poor person's got cancer and they can't even help them with it. They can. There's cures for everything. If they wanted to release it, which they don't. The Native people came out with the thing called the cancer answer many, many years ago. And you could still get it in drugstores. But, it's not publicized. It's not talked about. But, when there's a cure for something, suddenly it's like taboo to say. You can't tell them you can cure that. You can't say you can do this. Why? Because they don't want you to get better. They don't want you to get cured. They don't want to do that. The new in Agenda 21-30, there's only 8 years left by the time they decided we're going to be in one controlled world order. And who's controlling that? See, people, 193 countries agreed on it. So guess what? People believe that it's going to be a good thing. Now, in the United States, 8 presidents talked about it. So does that give you an idea that it's supposed to be good because somebody talked about it? When people talk about good aliens, does that make them good? No, it doesn't. Are you ready?
I've got a question about that again, like moving forward in terms of what you just said about presidents. To me, it's just like our prime minister. You vote, they're normal people like us. We vote for them to speak to us or act on our behalf or do things that we think would help us. We give them ideas. We ask them to change laws. We ask them and trust them to look after us. Now, aren't we worthy of telling the truth to? Aren't we worthy of saving? Aren't we worthy of being looked after? And if they're our flock leader, our shepherd, we are the sheep. Who is looking after us? Don't they? We deserve respect as human beings, as taxpayers, as voters, to be told the truth. We're not worthy. It would cause panic. Who are they to decide for us as human beings? It's wrong.
When I do my talks outside of this show, simple things like what I bring up, and just think about it real fast. When is a child an adult? When is an adult a child? And adults do become like children. Children become like adults. It depends the situation they're in. Other countries, 6 years, 12-year-old children are doing everything that an adult should be doing. All right, never mind having 2 husbands, 2 wives, and all those other things. So to say, because one race believes something, we're all going to agree on that? No, we can't. And there's nothing in the close future. Now you take an alien race, they're going to agree with which race, which tribe, which people. Any of them? Now, getting back to the point, an agenda is different than good and bad. Now, if I'm a government and I'm sending some ships into space, do I get all the homeless people to go up on a ship with weapons and send them up into space? Of course not. So, and then you look back at history, when Spain sent all the prisoners to the United States, does that make sense either? Let's get them out of our country. And even to this day that I know, even in Cuba and in Puerto Rico and other countries, They'll let people with no jobs leave real easy. Have a good job, have a good situation. They don't let you go. My friend had to pay $50,000 to get his sister out. He sent $50,000 to get his mother out, and they said it's not enough money. He had to send him another $25,000 to get his mother out. She had a really good job. So getting out of jail, well, we'll let you go. Get on a plane and go to the United States. We'll let you go. So
what have you got paid to not get abducted? Or what have you got paid to get abducted?
I mean, unless you're watching Superman where they put the bad people in a triangle and put them out in space.
I've just got a question for John in the chat room. John, are you okay? Because it says it's radiation, like you got bad radiation. It says your hair and teeth are falling out a little. What's happening?
I think he's asking about you.
Me?
John, who are you talking to? So our time's kind of like getting short for the amount of people that are going to be on this planet. That's a definite. Population depletion is in full swing right now. Yeah. If you see it at every level, you're not looking. All right. Now, prison has its own thing as well. You know, it's a matter of how many people are allowed to die in a prison in a certain time frame. When it's a disease, they can't allow it to happen in one prison without it happening in all the prisons. There's a scheme and a plan for everything that's happening. So I'm just reading what John wrote. You know,
it's good to be paranoid, John. Good to be paranoid. It keeps you alive, mate.
He's a little paranoid, but people, you know, all the stuff I see here, I'm not paranoid. I'm not worried. This is only temporary for me. I mean, I'm aware of my lives being here. It's not like it was better in most of them. It was not. And would I want to come back to this again? Definitely not. So for people, there's always a better step to take if you're ready to move forward. Now, people coming in, which are trolls meaning people without any real knowledge, trying to say something against something which they don't know. If somebody tries to tell you, well, you weren't really heard, or they don't know, and they're coming up with some stupid statement because they think they want to believe what they know is true. Aliens are good. That's all they're hearing by all these UFO people now. Sadly, people, I'll be out there until I leave this planet. I'm putting the truth the best I can out there. Aliens are not good. They're not good for us. They're good for themselves, like a race that takes care of themselves. They take care of themselves. But does it matter if they're going to help the poor people on other parts of the planet or other dimensions, other realms? You know, we don't go that far. People aren't that aware. They're not aware of that yet. Most people have no awareness of another dimension or how to get into it. I'm talking about leaving your body. And it's not that complicated. And it's the first step. I mean, there's steps to every level of what you're going to go through, but if you don't take your first step, you're never going to get anywhere further than where you are right now. And if you go to every UFO conference out there, you're not going to learn much. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not going to ask you for your money. I mean, I'd send me the money rather than go there, and I'll give you 100 times more than you're going to get from going to that conference. But I don't want your money. You need to keep it. You're going to need it for food soon. You're going to need it for life. I mean, the way they're creating a society, and nobody's stopping it. Nobody cares. You know, you just can't fight a country. I mean, going against like Russia, and they're fighting, but what's the real reason behind it? Now, and I'm going to say this, and it's a proven thing. Russia, it was starting to blow up all the chemical factories around the border of. Sorry about that. I got blacked out. But they were blowing up all the nuclear plants and chemical corporations. That's a fact. Now, whether that's good or bad, well, Russia looks at it differently. We don't want no more programmed things happening like that. So that's part of it. But why I said, well, that's true, but why are they blowing up cities with people and children in it? You know, you go one way, well, we're going to stop all the chemicals and nuclear reactors. The United States did it, and we did it in let me get this year straight, 96. They killed 187 scientists, nuclear physicists were taken out in 1 year. And I'm not lying about that.
I think I heard something about that.
So they also took out a lot of the UFO people. All the cool UFO people were kind of taken out too. Not main speakers. I mean, they weren't really going after the main speakers because everybody was watching the main speakers. They had to take the people behind the background.
Yeah, I remember Professor Turner, or as a female lady. I can't remember. She was very good. And Kathleen, someone, Turner, or not the actress, but it was something like that. She was very good, and she was remembered. She was quite big in the UFO field.
You know, I don't know much about Laura Eisenhower's mother. All right. I know she came out and started speaking about how they're part of it. Uh, I don't know how much I believe anything because I know Laura Eisenhower I had on my show. She doesn't know much of anything about her grandfather. Eisenhower was responsible for what Truman left him. All right. Now, Truman's the one that created this whole Project MJ-12 and everything else along the way. So, does anybody realize what he created? Why Eisenhower had to follow through what he created? Now, Eisenhower didn't stop anything. He did mention it. He didn't agree with everything, but he didn't stop it. So, from that point on, was anybody there to stop anything? No. MJ-12 had the most power out of all the government inside the United States. And I can't say how much outside of the United States they had, but they did have a lot of power outside the United States as well. Why the UFO program never came out? Why nothing publicly ever came out of any of it? All right, and all the cover up and all the people disappearing.
John would like to know, are UFOs part of the cosmic karmic lessons? I think we're all linked in some way, whether that be biology, chemically, technologically. We're somehow connected to them. Oh, we got another person in the chat room.
Well, everything I see is just John. But here's the thing, people. We try not to go into the spiritual side of things here on this show. I know Tina doesn't like to get into it. I don't blame her. If I had things like that happen to me, I wouldn't think there's anybody spiritual out there protecting me. That's for sure. Helping me in any way, I doubt it. But people, this is hell. This is your karma. This is what you created and what you're stuck in until you pay your karma off. So when we talk about spiritual things, are they equal? No, they're not. You're not going to learn anything really important spiritual until you refocus on everything that you think you're focusing on. Being involved with this reality keeps you from focusing on any other reality.
I think we view, I think we view ourselves as spiritual because it's an experience for us. We don't remember coming into our bodies when we're born, we're babies. But when we leave our bodies, it's like it's the end of the vessel that you're living in, and you go onto a higher plane. Now, lots of different religions believe that in every part of the world. There must be something to the death ceremony or the death process that human beings, we don't understand enough about death. That is very sacred, and we do go on to that. I just want to answer the next question because this is where this is going. Is there technology advance? Yes, they may be. They have advancements on us. They still use crude surgery methods, whether they don't know enough about us, but they have better tools to implement that. They can get to places and parts of the universe or our solar system quicker, so that gives them an advantage over us. So that I would say that was technologically advanced, but biologically they are fast. But when you're stuck on a ship or craft with them, I could easily, if I was biologically able to, you could overcome one of them very, very quickly. They're very short. I think you could pick one up, but they are very, very, very fast. But they're short and they're very thin-bodied. But because they suppress us, you're unable to move. You're pretty screwed there. Sorry, go on, Tommy.
Well, to the question in the room, yes, their technology is way advanced than ours. They gave Tesla the technology that he had that brought out to the world. So you have to assume that they're about maybe 2 at every level. And that would mean quite much difference. Not that they're spiritual. They're not more spiritual besides that. But the technology that they have, time travel is the worst invention, creation that man or aliens have ever created. And we're only seeing the effects of it right now. And it's going to grow constantly over the next couple of years. Because with CERN, another toy from the idea, is taking dimensions and trying to bring them into this reality. Which is not a good thing.
I've got to say something about, so when they told me to look at this screen thing and focus on this, what we would call time travel is how they choose to use their memories or move up and down in time or space. I don't really know how they do it. It's like when they talk to you, it's like Wi-Fi. But when when you are when they like your attention's drawn to this screen, for a better word of it, and you can see something going on, and you're like put inside that, you're drawn inside that, like in a bubble inside that little screen, and you can move parallel up and down. It's like a one-way system, back and forth, like a sliding scale, if you will. Whether they call that time travel, but you could go back millions and billions of years, however long their memory is, and you could go forwards or back to our time period. So if you're going back in time, you're then going forward in time. When I must have asked the question, I don't remember asking it. Telepathy works different, or how they communicate with us is different. And they showed me something that happened to the Earth, must have been millions of years ago. But they showed me inside this picture, for want of a better word, you're inside a bubble. So, and that sounds crazy, but so they are technologically advanced, but perhaps time travel is part of their genetic makeup, or how their memories work. I don't know, but they choose to be in those bodies, and like spiritually, they can choose to leave their bodies. We only, why death is so sacred to us, like Tommy was saying, we choose to leave. They choose to leave their bodies at any time, but they choose to be in those bodies. We can only leave our bodies if we have an accident, death, which is very like spiritual, or you dream at night. But there you have it. Tommy, we're nearly out of time. I'm just gonna, Davey still. Have you got your Gordy counter handy?
No, but you get yours out. I'm never radioactive. I just want to keep you out.
So, guys, this is my second one, because my first one I dropped just before Christmas. Tommy has the identical one in Hawaii. We turn on it. So we've been told the micro Teslas, we've been informed, is not really micro Teslas, and it should be something else. It's electrical magnetic field, which is volts per meter, and micro Teslas there at the bottom. So I have a screen which doesn't give off, but there's Tommy's one, voltage, so it won't show. But Tommy's does. Tommy has a different computer than mine. And if Tommy turns it around to face the screen, you'll see, oh, there's mine flashing. But the problem is, there's only flashes when I get closer to me. Put it towards my TV and it will go. Oh, there you go. Tommy's is flashing because his screen's giving off electrical energy. Now, when I put it closer to me, hopefully, there you go. So I'm not sure that's a good thing, people. Now, as this thing gets really nearer to me, I'm going to put it closer to me. The bottom micro Teslas starts to go off. This doesn't happen all the time, most of the time, and it's a bit scary. So we're going to start this side. So it's flashing already. That means that's a lethal dose.
Well, I would say that person that was on it was telling us it's not reading radiation. It is, period. I've proven it 1,000 times. I go anywhere I go, where I know there's radiation, it'll beep. Where there's no radiation, it doesn't beep.
Try this side. So,
but like I tried telling that person, it doesn't beep on anybody else. So something's not normal for Tina.
And you can see the readings there yourself.
See that, people? She just had a serious problem with her body, and the radiation's still there. I keep my prayers protected, hoping that she gets out of it somehow. But I kind of feel her friends, her ex-friends, I call them friends.
No friends.
They keep saying that, but they keep picking her up like she is. Oh, let's borrow her again today.
So that is, to me, that's worrying, because when it flashes, it beeps. It means it's a lethal dose. But that is micro Teslas flashing there, guys, not volts per meter.
Well, she's in trouble with that, and nobody wants to believe that is possible. So again, we're showing you something that nobody in the world wants to agree or believe in or understand. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I know it's not good. Tina knows it's not good as well. Yeah, she has all the symptoms of radiation poisoning. What's that mean, people? That it's snowballs instead of dangerous? No, she's in trouble with whatever's going on. Hopefully she could fight it for a longer period of time. I mean, we try to put the stuff out there that's true. Tina, I'm just glad you're feeling better. Stay better. So when's your book coming out publicly?
So it's supposed to have been out last year. It's been dragged in. It's actually finished. They're having so many issues with the pictures. every time they go to upload it and publish the book, the pages and the lines move. And I've given it to an editor, and they've redone the book, and they're still having problems with it. So somebody obviously doesn't want me to publish my books. It's not just me. A few people have had a go. So they're trying to figure out what it is, what it doesn't like. It could be my drawings in there. It doesn't like, because all my drawings I've put in my book. Literally, we've put it in like a chronological order. There's a statement from my investigator in there. I've thanked a few people in it. It's literally an account. It's not a made-up story. It's my account of what I've seen, heard, and experienced. That is in there. It's also on my report. And I've drawn drawings a few years ago when my investigator asked me to do drawings, and I have had drawings from when I was a kid that, when I did, that are in there, and some medical reports. Obviously, I can't put everything in one book. So I tried to make it as brief as possible. It's not going to be huge. But as soon as they can figure out the drawings and the writing and the margins moving, and they've reposted, copied, rewritten it, but it's still having the same problem. As soon as they've sorted that out, it will be out there, Tommy. But
that
for
is
me,
crazy.
Yeah.
But everything around you is crazy. That's besides the point.
That's my life, Tommy. But
Well,
thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat room. And I apologise about my ill health last week. I do apologise again. I'll see you all next week, and hopefully we might have some better news. I know lots of people have been seeing in asteroids and meteors. There's some picture in Australia or India of a green asteroid or meteor. Look really cool. But I'll speak to you all next week. Tommy, thank you for having me. I've been Tina Bird here in the UK. You can find me on Facebook, E.T. Gerald, Tina Bird. You can find me on Encounters, or you can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I don't post a lot because I do work for a living and I'm too tired.
Well,
speak to you all next week.
Try to stay out of trouble, Tina.
Oh, well, Angie, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tina Bird, great person. She's been sick. She got the virus. She had the injections. Well, I can't talk about that. All I can say is she had the virus. She was really sick for the past week, but she's doing better now. So, people, before I let everybody go, this is to all the naysayers, whatever words you want to use, trolls. I call people trolls when I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, what they're saying is a lie. All right? Has nothing to do with spirit, God, truth. So when people try to go into that realm, please, I'll put all my experiences against whatever theirs is. I'm not afraid to debate anybody, people. I'm not afraid to debate anybody. You can read that sentence down there. It's the truth. Somebody said I blocked them. I said, I don't need stupid writing going up there. If you're going to say something important, go right ahead. But I don't need people talking about stupid things, saying dumb things, or like they know something. And I know I talk about a few people, Sean David Martin and Sergeant 18. They were both my good friends. Sergeant 18's doing a show again, and he wants me to come on. Sean David Martin, and Sergeant 18, he disappeared from my reality. All right? We always had a problem. We stayed together for many years, but when I'm going to tell you a story, and this is real, people. I'm not making it up. Whatever he wants to say about it is his choice. But when I met Sergeant 18, it was to a friend. He says, well, I want you to come over and do this and blah, blah. So I did. I get to the house, and there's Mr. Sergeant 18 standing there. And he goes, I want to go downstairs. When I went downstairs, there was a pentagram on the floor and a cane staff right next to it. And he's talking. The first thing I do is I walk inside the pentagram. He goes, you can't go in there. You're going to die. And then I grabbed his staff and put it in my hand. And he screamed, and this is no lie, fact. He said, who are? But after that, we became friends. And then we started a whole UFO field investigations for 6 years. But in the interim, people, I'm a rebel. I'll go against anything that I feel is wrong or not true. I was a witch. I know all about it. I didn't have to follow books or anything else. I did have a good friend who was in my coven that actually was a psychic medium. At the time, they were called mediums, and she could channel many things, and she did for me. So I got my things I needed, which wasn't many, from a girl that was actually killed as a murdered, whatever you want to call it, as a witch at a young age. So people, I went through it all, good, bad, and different. And I could tell you, if you read my book, I got into some of the problems I went through in my life. I felt the most hardcore people on this planet. And I mean that. Not just a rebel. I'm talking about high, powerful beings, so-called mind altered beings, whatever words you want to use for it. People with power. And I dealt with people with real power. Not, well, I could levitate a piece of paper. I'm talking about can bring a ship down and everything else along the way, pull a black rose out of the air. I dealt with people with power, not just saying it. All right. Sure, I was in the middle of the worst thing I ever got into because of that as well. I can't even think of the phrase, but you run where you shouldn't be running, and I always did. So when I face people, I'm not afraid to face anybody live. If you want to talk to me, want to do a live chat in Skype or anything, please, anytime. Be a real person. I don't need a fake name, Superman or Troll 2. I need a real name. And then prove that you have a site even. The person that's been attacking me with bull, and I said, look, got something important to say it to me. Go ahead. But a fake site, pictures on there with fake pictures. I mean, you're looking at who I am. I don't hide from who I am. Well, the saying white witch, black witch, I was never a black witch. I fought against a lot of black magicians at the time. I mean, high priests and everything else. All right. I didn't go around killing people, putting spells on people that they die and all those kind of things. I did so much when I was young. I learned all the psychic abilities, well, most of them. I knew they were real. I did things that very few people even try to do or understand. I died 5 times and left this body. Each one was an incredible growth in my reality of soul awareness. So when people talk about things, do you have an awareness? One death experience doesn't make you a know-it-all. One abductee doesn't make you a know-it-all. Tina's been abducted so many times she doesn't even know. So I guess she has a little more to say than somebody goes, I was abducted, I met good aliens, and it was a good trip. No, it wasn't a good trip. Abduction doesn't mean, when they use the word experience and not abducted, but, well, I was in my bedroom, and they just stood there and took me. Really? That's still an abduction. So you're an abductee. No matter how you say it, however you want to say it, you're an abductee. You didn't have somebody ring your doorbell, come to your doorstep, say, hey, excuse me, our ship's outside. Want to go for a ride? You don't mind if we play with your body while we take you on a trip, do you? I mean, it's not like that, people. Wake up. The truth's not around. All right. Let me say this. Moses was the highest black magician to live on this planet. All right. I don't care about the Anunnaki stories and everybody else. Moses was the baddest. All right. Never mind about him. We're dealing with races right now. 8 races that are planning and creating a scenario that they want to happen. Not what we want to happen, not what the government wants to happen, but the government knows what they're planning as well. So there's a battle going on. Yes, there is. All right. Are they going to tell us that? Why should they? Do we need people more afraid of aliens coming down and taking them? Well, maybe you should be a little by what you do and how you do it to open yourself up to things that maybe you shouldn't. Do you have protection? Do you understand spirit? Do you understand death? Do you understand those things? When you have that awareness, things change. Well, maybe just waking up to get you out of a situation. Dreams are important, but they need to be translated. I just had a weird dream and my friends tell me what it means. I said, well, I didn't go, well, that's what you believe it means. And symbols in dreams usually don't look exactly like what they really represent. You could be dreaming about an ocean. It could mean a plane. I mean, things that relate, and you can't pick up a dream book that's going to tell you. Sure, they're going to say water's purification. I mean, they'll give you the simplest ideas of what a symbol means. But every symbol you have means something different to you. In general, sure, you could be near an ocean and get hit by a wave. It could be something simple. But there's always more to it that we don't see, we don't look for, or we don't try to find out. So when I say Tina is one of the most important people in the UFO world right now, she is. She's radioactive. Nobody else is radioactive on this planet that I know of or could prove it. Now, she's been abducted more. She has more proof about her things that went on in her life than all the other UFO people I ever heard. Travis Walton's trying to change his story after how many years? And I mean, yeah, years go by. Your story shouldn't be changing. It should be a little more clearer, but not changing. So, again, people, you want the truth, come here. You got questions, please email me, hawksblood1, AOL.com. Skype me if you want to talk, hawksblood11. Friend me. And sign yourself into YouTube if you're not, because you'll get any show that I'm doing, and the link will be put up there. All right, Hawksblood. So, with that, people, I hope you got something out of today. It was a little peaceful today. I mean, there's a war going on and lots of things happening. Not that it's really peaceful for everybody, but just right now, it's been a little quiet here. The roosters aren't going off in my yard and everything else. But remember, the truth is inside you. It's nowhere else. Somebody else's truth probably will never help you until you can experience it as truth for yourself. So, people, with that, peace, love, compassion, whatever you need, want in your life, don't stop working until you get it. Make sure it's what you want. Make sure it's what you really need. We ask for a lot of things, but do we need it? Probably not. So, until next time, Tommy Hawksblood here from the Big Island of Hawaii. Over and out for today.